A woman by the name of Lori Harvey. This is Steve Harvey's stepdaughter. She obviously has a lot of money. I don't know what she's done in her life. She claims that she is a model. I guess she does model shoots. She's a woman into her early 20s. This happened Sunday night. Sunday night, she is seen texting and driving. She's driving her Mercedes C-Wagon. I'm sure she worked very hard for that, by the way. She slams into a Prius. Her car tips over. Cops say in the police report that the driver that was in the parked car of the Prius helped get her out of the car. She was texting and driving because she is an idiot. And cops are saying, and according to witnesses, when the person that she hit helped her, a good Samaritan helped her get out of the car, what does she decide to do? She gets out and starts walking away from the crash. That's right. Leaves the scene of an accident where she just rams into another vehicle. Her car tips over. This is not like a little fender bender either. It's amazing that nobody was seriously hurt in this crash. And she tries to leave. Now, make no mistake about this, okay? The car she's driving, who her father is, what she does for a living. Make no mistake about it. Lori Harvey is a pampered little brat. She's probably never worked a real honest day in her entire life. She was seen on her right before this accident. She was at a local restaurant taking pictures of her new Versace handbag. I'm sure she worked really hard for that, too. I just can't stand this generation of some of these pampered nitwits. She doesn't sound like she's extremely intelligent either. How dumb are you as an individual? How stupid are you? First of all, texting and driving, people do it. I've done it from time to time. Never got into an accident, but I've done it a few times. It's wrong. But how dumb are you as an individual? Obviously, to leave the scene of a crash, obviously she's probably never had to take any responsibility for anything she's done in her entire life. I'm just going to make that assumption about her based on who her father is, based on the car she's driving, based on her lifestyle. She calls herself a model, social media goddess.
Have you seen this woman?
Have I? Yes, she's very attractive.
She's extremely attractive.
But I also say when you have,
and I think this is a publicity stunt to kind of get her name out there.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's not. You think she did this on purpose?
And she's Steve Harvey's stepdaughter.
Yes.
And yeah, a lot of people when they believe they're entitled, they think they can get out of anything.
Exactly.
I believe that's probably the case.
No, I don't think she intentionally got into an accident and flipped her car over. That I do not think. I do not think that. Now, stuff like this has happened before. I can understand why you would say that, but no, this seems pretty real to me. So what did she do? She's trying to leave the scene of the crash, and then she's live Facebooking her dad, talking to her dad on FaceTime. Daddy, what do I do? What do I do? Well, I'll tell you, daughter, what you shouldn't do is be a moron and leave the scene of a crash. That's probably what you shouldn't do. You dummy.
So what do you think's going to happen to her?
You stupid dummy.
What do you think she
should have been arrested and gone to jail overnight.
She should have done time.
I'm saying she should have spent the night in jail.
I agree.
She did not.
She should have gotten a taste of what it's like
when
you make bad decisions like that.
But guess what? This is Beverly Hills. And what do these officers decide to do? They cite her. It's a ticket. She could pay 1 million of those tickets over and it wouldn't affect her. It doesn't affect her at all. Is it maybe a little bit embarrassing? You can make the argument it does help her career.
I had no idea who this woman was before this happened. And I'm sure I'm like a lot of people out there. And she is going to get a lot of opportunities because of this. That's an absolute guarantee.
You know who she was dating recently? Diddy. Yeah, another super talented individual. Diddy. That's who she was dating.
You don't think Puff Daddy's?
He's a good businessman. I don't think he has any musical talent at all.
He has a little bit of talent.
None. Zero.
I'll be missing zero. He's pretty good.
Zero talent as far as music as a musician. Can't play a musical instrument. Can't sing. Horrible rapper.
We ain't going nowhere. Bad
he's
boy
awful.
For life.
He's awful.
I think he's all right. But
he's awful.
He is a very, very good businessman.
Yeah, and I would also argue that a lot of people seem to think that he had something to do with the notorious B.I.G.'s death. His career all of a sudden skyrocketed after B.I.G. was murdered. I find that very interesting, but I don't know. That's a conspiracy. I'm not much...
And in that I'll Be Missing You video, which was about Christopher Wallace.
Yeah, I find it very interesting.
Biggie was the entire background the whole time.
Biggie had 100 times the talent that Diddy
Biggie was extremely talented lyrically, and I loved his delivery.
But anyway, going back to these people like Lori Harvey, like the Paris Hiltons of the world, who literally have zero talent. They've been pampered ever since they were a child. They've probably never worked one honest day of work in their life. And God forbid they get into a situation that a lot of people get into, whether it's a fender bender or a crash. Oh, my God, I screwed up. I was texting and driving. Instead of getting out of the car and knowing how to react in a social situation, this is for all you parents out there, okay? Teach your kids how to be responsible for their actions. You get into a car accident, don't run away from the crash and call daddy. I don't care how much money you have, okay? People make mistakes. I get that. She's a moron. But yes, I do think she should have spent the night in jail. And I think if she didn't have money and she wasn't driving a $250,000 car and she wasn't who she was, and if it didn't happen in Beverly Hills, if it happened in North Las Vegas, she would have spent the night in jail. Now, alcohol was not a factor. I think stupidity was a factor. She's not a very smart person. She should have spent the night in jail. If you get into a car accident, if somebody hits you going at a pretty high rate of speed and your car is parked, and that person doesn't, you try to help that person and get them out of the vehicle. Not only do they not say thank you, but they try to leave the scene of the crash. What would you want to happen to that person? Forget about whether it's a wealthy person or not. I would want that person to at least spend the night in jail to think about what they did. Then if you want to cite them and suspend their license or something, fine. Spend the night in jail. Treat them as you would a DUI. You have to spend the night in jail until you sober up if it's a DUI. Same thing here. I think the same should apply here. I don't think it's any different. And hours earlier, she was posting these videos from Nobu and Malibu of her new Versace bag or whatever the hell it was, like anybody cares. She has no life skills. That's what I'm trying to say. She has zero life skills. I feel sorry for her. I really do. Drive your expensive car, live in your mansion, the Paris Hiltons of the world. But you know what? The general public does not have any respect for you. We have respect for your father because your father is the one that made all the money. Your father is the one that has talent. And I feel the same way about the Kardashians.
You feel sorry for people who basically do whatever they want when they want, drive what they want, have as much money as they want because they didn't accomplish anything themselves.
Yes.
To get there.
Yeah, because they don't know what it's like to work hard.
But do you think they know?
We got to go.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to go. We'll continue this conversation. No, I feel sorry for her because she never worked probably an honest day in her life. All right, we got to take a break. It's going to be about a 21-hour break. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, Sean Hannity coming up next, everybody.
That ditty.